When you create a Cwicly component, one of the steps that you need to decide for a property of your component is whether the type will be simple or advanced. And in today's video, I want to show you what the difference is between these two. And to best showcase this, I'm going to show you a practical example of this in my website and where I needed to use this advanced setting. We first need to create our component. So let's build one up. So here under Pages and All Pages, I will edit my front page. And our component is going to be a div. And then inside of there, let's add a heading block. Then after that, we'll have a bit of text, so a paragraph block. Then after that, we will have a button. Now, I'll quickly go ahead and style this card so that it's a bit easier to work with for today's video. I will mention I do have the new Tailwind CSS integration active here. So my styling is going to be using that. So I'm just going to quickly speed through this. I probably won't talk, but this will give you an idea of sort of how this works. In case you haven't had a chance to try out the new Tailwind integration. There's actually a glitch here where you can't set your row gap, but we can just do that up here with a Tailwind class. And I might also add rounded corners. And we just need to style this button. So I'll quickly go ahead and do that as well. I think there might be a glitch with this as well if you undo that and you just want to add it on the sides. Yeah, it's a new integration, so I'm sure they're going to sort it out, and we'll just round the corners quickly. So let's say that's our card, so I'll just rename that over here to card, and we want to convert that into a component. So I'll go right click, create component, and we'll call that card. Then if we click modify, we can start adding properties to that card. So let's say on the heading, we'll go over to here and we'll add one here and it will say heading. And I'm going to keep this not selected and click connect. And then down here for paragraph, we'll add this as well. And this will be content. And then the button will also go ahead and add that, and that will be button text. And then we also need to add a link. So I'll go up to here, add a property for that, and that will be button URL like that. So getting out of this, if we go back and click on our component, we have those properties mapped there. And remember, each of those properties, when we were creating them, we kept this unchecked. So it is defaulted to simple, I'm pretty sure, if it's not selected, but it's not advanced. So let's say we have this card here and we're writing in here. So maybe this is our homepage and we want to link to our About Us page. So we're typing that in. So we type that in and then here, read more. And then over here, we would want to link that to our About Us page, which I don't have one in this demo install. But that's how that would work. Then we could go ahead and duplicate that. And then that would be contact us like that. So we have two instances of our card component. So let's go ahead and save our home page. Now let's go back to our admin area and let's go to posts and then categories. And I have one category here for my post called Cwicly. So I'll view that on the front end. And let's say this is a website where we're doing reviews of WordPress plugins and all the posts in this category are related to Cwicly. So this needs to output a list of posts from the Cwicly category. And if we have a look up here, we can see that the template this is using is our index template. So let's go ahead and design that. So from here, we can just click edit template. And now we need to create our query and add our loop item. So to do that, I'll just get rid of that. And we will go up to here and add a query block, which is here with the little Cwicly icon. So we'll click on that. Then we need to add a query template like so, because that needs to sit inside of the query block. And then inside of here, this is where we add our loop item, the layout. So if I was to go ahead and add a block in here and we did a heading block, and then on here, we link this heading block to our current WordPress loop item, and we'll go down to the post title and click save. If we go back to our post category for the Cwicly category and reload, now we get a list of all the post titles of all the posts in that category, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which over here, Cwicly, there is 5 posts in that category. But now let's just say we get rid of that. And when we output the list of posts here, we want to use that layout of that component we created for that card. So over here, we'll go under components and then we'll add that card component in. It's this one here. And I'll exit out of that and I'll drag that inside of our query. So now you can see it's looping through and outputting that. But now if I click on this heading, I don't get that option to add that dynamic heading that we had. I should have left that in. I'll just quickly add another heading in here to show you. So if we go to the heading, and then on this, I can click this database icon, and then I can go to WordPress. Is This is the current item in the loop, in the query, and I can go the post title, and now that output's there. So it's this database icon inside of the component here. We don't get access to that. So how do we go and link a dynamic value to that? You can see where I'm going with this. That's what the advanced option allows us to do when we're editing a component. We can actually edit a component from anywhere it's inserted into a Cwicly page. So from here, we can go modifier. And then with our component selected, I can just click on the heading property and I can change that to advanced and exit out of that. And the paragraph we want to change as well and put that as the post excerpt. So I'll click on that and we'll set that to advanced as well. And then over here for the button, we want to leave the button text the same, but we want to update the URL to be the post URL. So we'll exit out of that. So now if I go back and click back on our card and then go to our heading, now we can click on the database icon and then go here and select the current WordPress item in the loop. And then here it would be the post title. And then for the paragraph, I'll click on the database icon again, and here the current WordPress item in the loop, and we're going to choose the excerpt, and we'll limit to 150 characters. And then lastly, for the button, I'll just add the text here, read more. That doesn't change, remember, but we'll click on the link icon here, and this will change. We want this to be the URL of the current item in the loop, so it's dynamic. And here we'll do the post URL. I'll just quickly click on the query template and add some spacing between the loop items here. So I add 6 down there. And while we're here, let's just drag that to where it would go. And that would be, we'll wrap that in a section. And then inside there, we'll insert a container. So that will go up to here. And then the query would sit inside the container. So let's save this. And while we're here with the query block selected, it's inheriting the query from the URL, which means that because we're trying to load the Cwicly category of posts, it just knows to get those posts in that category. So here, let's reload. And there it is. And you can see the headings are now changing to match the post. And if we click on the buttons, they're going to go through to each individual post. So that will go into that one there. And then this one, if we click, that would go into that post there. So that's what this advanced option does when you're creating a property for a component. Allows you to use the dynamic data feature. There's a lot more Cwicly content coming to my channel, so if you're interested in using Cwicly or want to learn more, definitely consider subscribing and liking this video. And if you want a quote on a new website, head to my contact page. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.